Please subscribe to this channel and also turn on your notification bell in order to get our latest updates. Ayaba Lucas and barrister Agbor Balla have exchanged words on social media as to who is a legitimate leader to represent the voices of the southern Cameroonians in case of negotiation to end the war in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. Dr. Cheo Ayaba is the leader of one of the separatist groups called the Ambazonian Governing Council, the AGC. On his part, Agbor Balla Felix is a renowned lawyer and human rights activist. He is the former president of the Cameroon Anglophone Civil Society Consortium and also the founder of the NGO, the Center for Human Rights and Democracy for Africa. In a tweet on April 12, 2022, Ayaba Lucas said, in quotes, "We are aware of a group of imposters from churches including Chief Colonial Apologist and Enabler Agbor Balla are meeting in Switzerland. They do not speak for our people and we want the Swiss to desist from enabling acts that foster and entrenches occupation and its consequences." End of quote. Agbor Balla did not stay indifferent. In response to Ayaba Lucas, he said, "You don't have any moral authority to call others names. You incite violence against your own people, encourage and support their killings, and you call yourself a leader with blood in his hands. You hijack a legitimate struggle for your nefarious activities." The reason between the war of words between the two is as a result of an alleged meeting of some Anglophone church leaders and civil society actors in Switzerland on invitation in a consultation on peace resolution in the crisis in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon that have been ongoing now for more than 5 years. The Swiss government had held similar talks with separatist leaders, including Ayaba in the past. In 2019, the Swiss government announced that she was going to mediate talks on the conflict between the government and the separatist fighters. The Cameroon government has never made any statement whether they are for or against the Swiss mediation. In addition to his tweet to Agbor Balla, Ayaba Lucas also sent out an audio warning the Cameroon government.
My fellow Ambazonians, this is Dr. Cheo Ayaba. Those who declared war on us do not have the luxury to determine when that war ends. Let Cameroon understand this. That all the nonsense that they usually do with the hope that manipulation will end a war of occupation is a huge mistake. A very huge mistake. And if Cameroonians are listening, they must understand that only the occupied, only the oppressed have the final say on when and how war ends. And that will be true for the case of Ambazonia. Cameroon must also know, if by some chance this war is going to end through negotiated settlement, it will discuss with the people that Ambazonia as a state will delegate. It will not choose its own negotiators. Third, all those who do not believe in us, in our vision, in our hopes, in our aspirations, in our country, all those who believe that Cameroon has the right to maintain occupation over us must be very stupid to be using what is happening in our country to be propagating themselves. For the past 30-something years, since 1990, a lot of individuals have benefited from struggles. When we march on the street for democracy, a lot of individuals set up fake NGOs, supposedly for human rights advocacy. They stole a lot of money through projects that were never realized. It has been a trend for individuals who cannot stand up to defend freedom and to fight for it, to want to exploit it. If you don't believe in Ambazonia, you have no business creating a fake NGO in the name of IDPs or in the name of the conflict. You are an impostor. Real people rise up, carry a rifle, or speak for the oppressed. Our struggle is not simply an expression of opinion. The aspirations of our people is not simply their opinion. It's scientific. Outcome proven through a survey that our people want to be free. And all colonial apologists who think they can bat for the oppressor, who has never even ever believed in our existence, are making a fundamental error in their lives. We've been too lenient with them. In all countries, colonial apologists, genocide denials are excommunicated. When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, the United States created internment camps for Japanese. Though wrong, they did it. After 9/11, the Patriot Act was promulgated into law. Those who, in the 40s and the 50s, espoused any socialist or communist ideas were taunted. We are a pluralist society. We believe in people holding their opinion. When your opinion or ideas are activated to enable genocide and colonialism, you are on our sniper scope. It's a matter of time. We will make no apologies. We have lost so many people. For anyone to instrumentalize our struggle for their own nefarious personal agenda. We've buried so many people for 60 years. Cameroon has not even accepted our right to exist. Our existence as a people is still contested. And physical violence for our elimination has become policy of state. No one should mess up with this generation. Our struggle is not against individuals. It's not even against Cameroon. Our struggle is for Ambazonia, for freedom. Any obstacle between us and that objective is a problem. My fellow Ambazonians, I address our forces this morning, and I would like to reflect on what I said to them. Our struggle is not divided. Our struggle is not divided. There are a determined people inside our struggle for whom, if they are not entitled to position of leadership, there must be chaos. Only in that chaotic setup can their relevance be projected. In every struggle, people establish movements that they use as instruments for the realization of the outcome for which the people struggle. There are differences within those movements. But when movements become detrimental to the end for which people fight, it becomes a problem. The Ambazonian Governing Council has internal crisis. But as I said, the day my vice president gets up and tells me I'm corrupt and incompetent, the day my defense chief does that, I am stepping down as leader the next day. I would only give 24 hours to address my executive and make sure when I step out there is no chaos. And I shall never recreate another Gov't. It will not happen. I will become a member of the organization and do my utmost best to serve the Ambazonian people and the organization. I will not for 1 second try to divide it, to create mine, except I have the benefit of money, power, and relevance before that of freedom. The interim government should be careful, or the interim government. The IG does not control forces on the ground. It does not even have a force on the ground. Let me name a couple of forces. I'll start with the Tabokwi forms. It is not a force of the IG or any of the IGs. What exists is a quid pro quo. We promise you money in exchange for loyalty. Go on video or on audio and announce that loyalty. In between these forces and the IG are individuals whose allegiance is to these IGs. They promise these IGs control of those forces in exchange for position within the IG or for money. The 7 Kata is a community force. It gives its loyalty to any of the IGs in exchange for little money. That loyalty can be taken away anytime. The Buffaloes of Bali is not an IG force. It is a community force. It times and again gives its loyalty to any of the IGs in exchange for little money. Mounted